Am I the asshole for asking my husband to choose between his daughters? I hope this post won't look messy. I am so riled up that, help me God. Me, female 50, and my husband, male 51, were married for 21 years. He divorced his pregnant wife to get with me, but he saw his daughter, Kristen, whenever he wanted. Later, I gave birth to our daughter, Sasha, but my husband was cheating on me and we took a break. I forbidded him to see our daughter. He missed her early years, and now I think it changed everything. He doesn't treat Kristen, 21, and Sasha, 18, the same. Kristen is his number one. He comes running if she calls him, and he can just drop everything if she asks. He pays for Sasha's education, but she just isn't his priority. He always talks about Kristen. It's always about her. Sasha feels it and it hurts her. I am sure Kristen hates me for breaking her mom and my husband up. She always does things to rile me up. She calls my husband 5 times a day to chat, even late at night when she knows he's with me. She makes him spend a week and a month with her, just quote unquote chilling in his apartment. He never spends as much time with Sasha, and we live together. It's a victory if I manage to get us to watch a movie together. Recently, I learned that my husband left everything to Kristen in his will. She gets an apartment, his WW2 collection, when Sasha just gets one room in an old hostel building. Now, there is a cat. Kristen already has 3. There is no place for more, so she dragged one into my husband's flat. She's claiming someone threw him away and she just wanted to give him a home. That's BS. She's doing everything to keep my husband chained to his second flat, away from his other daughter and me. He now has to stay there to feed it. Kristen does it when he's not there, but now he has a reason to spend more time in his flat, and he keeps doing it. Kristen knew it would be like this. She did this on purpose, I'm sure. After some back and forth arguing, I finally had enough, and I told him to pick between Kristen and Sasha. He can't have 2 relationships at once, and if he cares about Sasha, he has to prove it and pick her at least this once. I did ask my husband to give the cat away or we would have a problem. He said he would think about it, and he went and consulted Kristen. From what I got, she accused him of betraying the cat and stopped talking to him. My husband spent all night writing her apologies, and he told me he'd never get rid of the cat. He didn't even want it. Kristen brought it. It's just one more thing that keeps him away from his family. I had finally had enough, and this is when I told him to pick between Kristen and Sasha. This was weeks ago. He refuses to give me his answer, and I keep feeling like I'm the asshole, but then I get angry again. I know he loves Kristen, but maybe the threat to not seeing Sasha will make him realize he has another daughter who needs his attention. So, am I the asshole for wanting my husband to focus on our daughter for a change instead of constantly running around his first daughter? And the top comment coming in with 27,000 upvotes. Okay, so they're quoting from the story, and I quote, "So, am I the asshole for wanting my husband to focus on our daughter for a change instead of constantly running around his first daughter?" End quote. And here's the comment. "So, you engaged in parental alienation because you were jealous, and Dad and Sasha didn't bond, quote unquote, because of you, and now you're upset because they're not bonded?" Next comment, 10,000 upvotes. "Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to get him to improve his relationship with Sasha, but OP did it wrong and probably only made it worse." Next comment, 13,000 upvotes. "You're the asshole. I was close to ESH, but you got with a married man while his wife was pregnant and expect him to be a peach? You banned him from seeing Sasha and are surprised he has a stronger bond with Kristen? I finally had enough, and I told him to pick between Kristen and Sasha. He can't have 2 relationships at once, and if he cares about Sasha, he has to prove it and pick her at least this once." This is just so ridiculous. Honestly, I can't even. You need a really, really, really good therapist, not Reddit. Next comment, 3,000 upvotes. I feel like literally everything after I made my husband leave his pregnant wife is kind of moot. I'd type that, read that, and just basically hit post if I absolutely wanted on this sub. And my vote. I'm going to go ahead and say she is the asshole. And this is going to be fun. You're the asshole just for parental alienation alone. But this post is so full of eye roll. You engaged in an affair with a married man expecting a child. We're all surprised when he cheated on you as if it were a secret he was a cheater. Come on now. What do you guys think? Asshole for tipping our waitress $20 despite her poor service because my date was playing a game with her tips. I met a guy on a dating app. We hit it off and we arranged for our first date. Things were going well. We had sat down and had started some small chat. Our waitress comes over asking us what we want to order. I say what I want and gesture to him so he could order. He orders and then pulls what I think is about $15 on the table. He says, quote unquote, "This is your tip. Every time you mess up, I take some away." The waitress looked nervous immediately. I'm sitting there a bit shocked, but mostly embarrassed because I was not expecting this. She must have been new as well because she did spill some drinks on our table that night. Gave us the wrong food, and overall just seemed lost. He took away $13. I asked him why he thought doing tips this way was a good idea. He said it was the best way to ensure good service. When I disagreed, he said, quote unquote, "Can't always be nice to these people. It's not a respectable job." I decided then and there that I wanted nothing to do with him and called the waitress over to get the bill. I slapped a $20 bill in her hand and got up to pay for my own meal. Later that night, he had demanded to know why I had given her the tip despite her poor service, and I told him it's because he decided to treat her livelihood like it was a game. He said because of me, she will never improve her service and that I am just a people pleaser. I blocked him, but I have wondered ever since if that was really the right thing to do. So, am I the asshole for tipping our waitress $20 despite her poor service because my date was playing a game with her tips? And the top comment coming in with 30,000 upvotes. Not the asshole. So he made her nervous, which likely made her service worse. Then he has the absolute gall to say, "Can't always be nice to these people. It's not a respectable job." What? He is using the service she provides and yet insulting her and all the people who share the same job. Jesus above. Next comment, 8,000 votes. If it's not a respectable job, why did he demand pristine service? These people have to work during an ongoing pandemic to people who are even more unhinged lately. OP, you're not the asshole. Anyone that treats servers like this don't deserve your time and energy. This guy showed you who he was. You have to believe him. Next comment, 6,000 upvotes. Not the asshole. That kind of game isn't even remotely a good way to ensure good service. It's a good way to fluster your server into making even more mistakes because they're too hyper aware that they're being judged. Next comment, 4,000 upvotes. Not the asshole. This kind of game is only played by rude folks who have no respect for those they deem quote unquote below them. That poor waitress didn't deserve to be treated like trash because of her job, because she was new, because she's human and not a perfectly functioning robot. Kindness is free. Next comment, 2,000 upvotes. Not the asshole. You were terrific. Although, as soon as I saw the quote unquote, the game, I would have just left. Why waste time, energy, and talk on a prick? Next comment, 1,000 upvotes. Not the asshole. I wish that $20 in her hand wasn't the only thing you slapped that night. Good on you for doing the right thing. And my vote, OP is not the asshole. I think that was very kind of her to leave the $20 tip. I have been a waitress before, and it is stressful. If someone did that to me, I don't even know what I would do. I don't know what I would do. I would probably tell like the back staff, and maybe someone would spit in their food. I don't know, but probably not. No, they don't do that. Nobody really does that. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Haha. Totally kidding. But regardless, I would be I don't even know what I would do if I was waiting on a table and they did what this guy did. I don't even know. Has this ever happened to anyone else? I'm curious. Has anyone else been a server before? Let me know in the comments. I would love to get into a discussion on this.